Hello and welcome back. Thursday morning, don't have my watch on. 9 o'clock, 9:05. Sales video. I would really do some intro information, but I put most of that. So yesterday, it was the only video yesterday. Yesterday's video was of the topics that I wanted to bring up that I mentioned in another sales video that I wanted to bring up, but I didn't write them all down, so I forgot. So then I had read it a few times, and all it was 5 or 6 little points, and I read it over and over again. And I didn't take it out with me, so I just kind of did the best of my memory for the video I did yesterday, the one that I did outside. So any of those points are in that video. And if you didn't watch it, it's just primarily on why I picked physical media out of the darn near 30 years of reselling primarily as just a hobby seller. Why I eventually just settled on physical media. And the biggest points is because it's pretty much at every location where you're going to shop at. Chances are it's going to be the least expensive of what you're looking at. And it's really easy to work with as for pictures and storage until you have to, until it sells, and the easiest to ship. That's a lot of easies to make money, and it sells pretty quick, and the return rate is really low. There's a lot of other little caveats to it, but that's what I'm sticking with. It's everywhere, easy to work with, sells fast. No cliche. So it is a sales video, enough to make a sales video. Past couple days where there should have been one, there wasn't one, because yesterday 140, each of the days were right around like 140, 150, 160 bucks, which is still good. Still moving stuff out. I prefer to have more, and it could have been less, but I will take anything. The week at the halfway mark, so basically at the end of Wednesday, if the total amount for payout, what it would be at that point, is around 400. It could be a little slower week for payout. If it's at 500, it's going to be right about where that $1,000 payout should be, where I need it to be. It can always be a little lower. It could be mid 800s. Last week was just shy of 16. So that one was a real nice payout. And so if you look at it week by week by week, it's going to kind of balance itself out. However, the actual dollar amount in sales for the past couple months has kind of gradually gone up, not exponentially as it should have. I'm not going to pinpoint any one specific thing on that. However, a steady growth, but also goes to show with just being active on your page, adding new listings when you can. But if you can't, I would say the majority of the days that are out there, do some self-similars. If you're not putting up newer listings, do some self-similars. That'll show a little bit of activity. Now, does that guarantee that the item that you just did a self-similar on will sell the next day? No. However, it gives you an idea that if you've had that item that long, and if it's got enough views to where it constitutes to you to take it down and reprice it, you know that it gets enough attention, and repricing by just a little bit can help it sell. It also does help to where at some point you're like, man, I've had this item for so long, and you look and you've had it for 9 months and it only has 2 views. It gives you the chance to be able to copy paste the name and the title or whatever you need to, and put it in the current solds and see if yours is priced too high or whatever it may be, or go into Terapeak and look at that way. So that was kind of a generic basis of what yesterday's video was. I think I went in a straight line, took a right, and came right back. I didn't really want to do that. So it is a sales video. Let's find out what the 7 items are. cat people. They made a movie about me back in 1944. I want to say that's because I looked it up and I was making a joke to my wife last night. I think it was 1944. It's way too small for me to see that one there. I just brought the picture up and zoomed in. And the Curse of the Cat People, sealed, 24. Bill and Bill on His Own. This is another copy of this that I have sold. It's probably, I think, the third copy. 50, 50. This, I didn't even read that. I read the price alone. The home recordings of Rivers Cuomo alone, 22. This Hank the Dog 2-disc set, 27. Heaven and Beyond the Grave DVD from History Channel. You see some of the stuff that's History Channel, science, A&E, things along those lines. Give them a gander. Look them up. Some of them, like this, may never be back on their streaming, or they just want the physical copy. The purchaser just wants the physical copy. 27. Orchestral Maneuvers in the Dark. AOMD. 19. Checking to make sure I'm reading this right. Yeah, this Reach is the name of the band. 6 Eyes Set to Kill. Eyes Set to Kill. 35. Or was it 38? Either 35 or 38. The light and the font size on the tablet sometimes difficult to read. Shortly after I wake up, but still pretty good for a CD. So that is That is 7 sales, 209 in sales, and 203 product cost received. So if you're new here, when I say that, the product cost received is the amount that it was listed for, and then the sales is going to be if they had any sales tax or if they pay for any extra type of shipping services. And speaking of, I do free shipping on everything except auctions, which I don't run too often, 3, 4, 5 a year. And I make my own judgment. For the most part, what I send out is going to go out ground advantage with insurance. Now, if something is going to cost $4.80 to ship and it's a $12 DVD, it's getting shipped out for $47 media mail. And another question that I got through email, which I really don't check the email for this channel too often. I will maybe once a week just click in and see what's new. And there was a question that was about 2 weeks ago. As I'm scrolling down, I was like, well, I should probably look here. I don't know if the viewer is still around or whichever. They asked if I stick with specific music genres when it comes down to CDs. And to answer that question, the most easiest, no. The only genre I stick with is this. And if it doesn't have a barcode and if it looks interesting enough, I'll hand type it. If it has a barcode and nothing comes up, I will hand type it. If it has a barcode and there's varying prices, let's just say I scan and one is 12, the next one is 22, and the next one is 28, I'll hand type it just to verify, because that one could just be the outlier and that one will sell, and then the other ones that are left are in that mid-20 range. And so, speaking of, there's no barcode on this orchestral maneuvers in the dark. So this is one just, it looked just bland, but weird enough. All right, so that is 10 minutes, a little over 10 minutes. All right, so might be drizzling for a little bit of the day. I got to look at the radar, see where I'm going to go. Probably going to be a little farther out so I can have enough for the weekend. Again, I try not to go far on the weekends, but I try to have enough here to where I can have multiple days of getting 30, 40 up a day. And then that chunk for the week is done. Throughout the week, I will go and get stuff at different stores. There's no real like rhyme or reason to which days I go. I just put the stores and the routes that I have. Most of them are on a 2 week or more, 14 or more day rotation because I can go to a store 18 days later, right? Throughout the week, I may just go to little local stores and come back. And then one of those random days, I'll have 25 or 30 CDs that need to be pictured. And of those 25 or 30, there could be a handful that need to be resurfaced. So I'm putting up 25, 1 to 2 25-day listings, one 1 to 2 days a week where I'm doing 25 listings each of those days. And then on the weekends, I'm posting, it could be a lot more. It could still be 25 each day, or I'm getting a bunch of, a handful of books or what have you. So there is a bit of a system. And that's what I guess watching other of my videos you can kind of pick up on. All right, that's going to wrap that one up. So, like what you heard, like what you saw, like what you learned, whatever little bit is in this video, hit the thumbie thingy going up, subscribe, share. Those all help me, help you, so we can all kind of help each other and help other people learn about selling physical media. All right, appreciate it. Thank you.